So you made it into 2021 and you just saw that the tax season is going to have a delayed start into the middle of February instead of February 1st. And you think you got some breathing room. Well, this is Ron Wysocarski with Beach House Consulting, and I think you may want to proceed as if it was February 1st. See, the first thing I would tell you right now is that a lot of people are going to exhale. I don't have to do my taxes just yet. And they're going to wait and say, well, it's not due until the 15th. We'll do it on the 14th because that's human nature. Let's just do it in the last possible minute. Why do today? Well, we can put off till tomorrow, right? Well, the fact is you probably have most of your tax stuff just about ready. And your CPAs are definitely busy helping other clients with PPP and other things right now. But in between things, now that a lot of the applications were put in the last week or so for PPP number 2, this is an opportunity to get with your CPA and start getting the information available that you have to them. So for instance, everything's going to boil down to your personal return, but the sum of the pieces, well, they could be significant. So for instance, let's say that you sold a rental property in 2020. You're going to have to reconcile that along with all of your accelerated depreciation on that property because you probably were depreciating along the way. So that schedule on your is going to be an important one that you can put together now. So if you already have your cost basis with your CPA, you're almost home, send them the settlement statement and a couple other items, and that one could be largely done. You can probably get your property taxes now from your bank and your 1098 form. That absolutely is something that you can get over to them, and and your insurance for the year. Beyond that, I think you could probably wrap up that property, and I just did one of those today. If you own a number of businesses, well, you're going to want those returns done and get the K1s as well, because that's going to build into your personal return. So say you have 4 or 5 businesses, you've got 4 tax returns and 4 K1s to get out. And among those businesses, you're probably working on 1099s as well and getting those distributed. I'm fortunate I had a service that I use all year long, and my 1099s have been issued throughout, or accumulated the information for them. So really on the first, I just hit a button and that was done. So W-2s and 1099s for all my businesses were done. And now it's just taking those reports and getting them to the CPA and making sure the right K1s get to them for those businesses. And we can start to piece this return together. So in my case, there's 5 businesses plus a personal return and a rental property. I have a number of schedules that I'm working on. When each of those schedules is done, the only thing left for me to do is a little bit of personal work. So if I paid myself on a W-2, I get that to the CPA, and we work on a few balances, and if we had any mileage credits and things like that, we could piece it together. Now, why am I telling you my story? Because each little piece along the way will build into that final tax return, and I personally want to know where I'm heading with this. I typically have to write some sort of a check at the end of the year. I want to know how big it's going to be, and I know that it's due on April 15th. You see, that doesn't change. So if I'm delaying myself until, let's say, February 15th, when the starting line is about to begin and everybody's lined up over there, I'm a little behind the curve. I just want to know what I have to pay on April 15th, make sure it's set aside, which it is. I believe I've got plenty set aside for that. I oversaved, at least I think it did. And if there's a little bit lower, great. I have more to invest in my businesses. But I want to be sure. So if you are thinking of delaying your taxes because you've got a little more time, the deadline's the same. It's only the start date that changed. So that's my word to you today. As you're ramping up into 2021, maybe get that stuff out to your CPA a little faster than the guy next to you or lady. And let's get those returns done so we can focus on growing our businesses. This is Ron Wysocarski for Beach House Consulting.